Hi, I'm Michael from Big Improvements. This is my daughter Amelia. How old are you, Amelia?
7 years old.
You're 7. Okay, cool. And today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get into a bit of a reading habit with your younger child. So a child who's, say, in year 1, year 2, something like that. I've got 2 books here, Amelia. Which one would you like to read?
Hit the Ball Duck.
This one, okay. Have you read this before?
I've heard it.
You've heard it. Okay, so Mum's read it to her, but...
Not very much.
Not very much, okay. So she's familiar with the book, which is a good thing. If she's going to read to me, I don't want her reading a book that she's never seen before. Ideally, I would read that book to her. I'd rather have her read something she's familiar with because she'll already understand the context. All right. This is the book Amelia's chosen to read. It's sort of a pretty common kids' book. It's full of good pictures and a little bit of writing, which is exactly what I need for her. Okay.
Hit the ball duck.
Good girl.
Hit the ball duck. Duck and friends are on their way. They go into a park to play. Here we are, quacks Duck. I'll bat first. I'm so excited I could burst.
Good girl. Well done. So when Amelia was reading there, she got most of the words right. She's obviously fairly familiar with this book. A couple of words weren't spot on, but she still got the meaning, so I'm not going to correct her. Why correct her? She's happy. After she's read a page, I wanted to read the same page back to me again because the first time she reads it, she's really just getting her head around the words. The second time it's going to be a lot more smooth, a lot more fluent, a lot easier for her. So you read that really well. What? You look like you'd rather just go to the next page. You can go to the next page in a minute. So we've read this once. We're about to read it for the second time. Go for it.
Duck and friends are on their way. They're going to the park to play. Here we are, cracks Duck. I'll bat first. I'm so excited I could burst.
Well done. Well done. So she's read that effortlessly, so easily. Now, if she got stuck on those words again, I'd get her to read it a third time. And if I did that to her too much, I'd be aware that she'd be starting to feel a little bit criticised, so I'd make it into a game. I'd probably say to her, hey Amelia, let's read this in a really cranky voice, or let's read this in a really excited voice. What do you want to read in, a cranky voice or an excited voice?
Dad?
Cranky voice?
Yeah.
Okay, can you read this in a cranky voice? Go for it.
Duck and friends are on their way. They're going to the park to play. Here we are, quacks Duck. I'll bat first. I'm so excited I could burst.
Great work. Okay, that was good. So if we had to read it a third time, reading it in a funny voice just makes it so it's not about her being sort of, oh, here we go again. It's sort of crowding it into a game. Well, I know you want to read the next page. Flip the page. Let's have a read.
Goat says, right, I'll throw the ball. Frog can't catch it. He's much too small.
So my little girl's run off. I've lost her concentration there, but probably because I was talking about her in front of her. Well, not ideal, but we had to make this video. But the principles are the same. Whatever book your child's reading, you want them, if they're, say, in year 1 or year 2, to be rereading the page. You want them reading the same page a second time. The first time, they're really just trying to get their head around the words. They're trying to get their head around the meaning of it. The second time, they're free to read and, you know, they've just got the hang of it. Now, if your child, say, year 3 or year 4, you want them to read, say, a paragraph at a time, a paragraph twice, okay? And then don't go on the next paragraph till they've read it twice. If they're struggling with the words, if they're a bit older, but the words are just not easy, for example, my daughter would probably struggle with this a bit. It doesn't hurt to have you read the paragraph to them first and they can read it back to you. But I guess the short of it is it's not hard to do. And you add into it a good routine such as your alarm goes off every night at, say 5:30 and that's reading time. Add into it another routine of, you drink cordial and have a biscuit while you're doing it. I mean, that helps. And pick the same spot in the house away from the other brothers and sisters so that your child feels like they're getting a bit of personal attention. What we want to encourage you as parents to do is to not critique your child's work, to not be sort of like, oh, come on, you can do better. That's not going to work. Another thing is when you say to your child, come on, sound it out. I mean, unless it's a word that's so basic, we shouldn't be saying that to them because that's what our parents did to us and we hated them for it. Like if you make them sound out words that are hard, then they lose the meaning of what they're reading anyway.